Hi, I'm Dave Epstein. Welcome to this edition of Growing Wisdom. We're talking about fall lawn repair today. This video is sponsored by Lowe's, and they provided the products. At the end of the summer, many lawns are suffering from a lot of weeds, brown spots, as well as just spots where no grass grew during the course of the year. This is the best time of the year to fix your lawn. So lawns often suffer from disease or weeds. Those are the two things. And the key here when you're fixing your lawn is you've got to remove the weeds or remove the diseased area, get down to soil, and then reseed it. If you have a large area of weeds that needs to be removed, you may have to use chemicals, but remember that is very harsh to the environment, so it's much better to manually remove the weeds. If your lawn is just suffering from thin spots, but not a lot of weeds, you can also what's called overseed it. By mowing your lawn really closely and then following the directions on the back of the seed bag, you can just spread seed across your entire lawn. Seed will work its way into the soil and you'll thicken your lawn up. Fall is also a great time of the year to apply fertilizer. In northern areas, I recommend not applying fertilizer after the end of September. This is because the grass will not be growing nearly as fast, and the fertilizer will tend to either end up sitting on your lawn or just getting into the water supply. Neither are good. If you have a pretty good lawn but you have one area that you just want to replace the grass, going out and getting a couple of pieces of sod works really well. Even if the sod is too big, you can easily rip the sod apart and patch that area. The key is to make sure that the bottom of the sod makes contact with loose soil and keep it evenly watered. When you're removing the weeds, you'll end up with a little bare spot. You can make up your own soil seed mixture and use that in those spots. I recommend 1 cup of seed to 10 pounds of soil. So for those of you with dogs especially, you may have brown spots scattered around your lawn. Just remove the grass, loosen the soil, and put down that mix we just talked about. Once you've put down your sod or your seed mixture or overseeded, it's important to keep the area evenly moist. Seed will not germinate if it gets too dry, and if it's too wet, seed can actually rot. You can also purchase a timer for your outdoor spigot. These timers are great. They'll allow you to water your lawn a little bit in the morning and again later on in the day. Always follow the directions on the bag. Don't put down more seed than it recommends. It's not going to work. Sometimes your lawn just looks a little thin and maybe it needs some nutrients. So aside from fertilizer, one of the things that I like to do is just spread a little bit of manure in one area that's kind of not looking that great. Just use the back of a steel rake and gently spread it, or you can use a leaf rake. Eventually the soil will work its way in, the existing grass will thrive and really thicken up. Anytime you use manure on your lawn, you want to be sure it's composted or dehydrated so it doesn't burn your lawn. The key to a weed-free lawn is to keep your grass thick. The thicker the grass, the less opportunity those weeds will have to germinate. By following some of these steps, you'll have a nice thick lush lawn later this fall, and it will hopefully come back next spring. For this edition of Growing Wisdom, sponsored by Lowe's, I'm Dave Epstein.